Alright guys, what's going on? Admiral Jag back with a different sort of video today. So today we're going to be talking about what you can kind of tell from this image. I mean, it's just the cover with Hoonigan Car Pack. So in a podcast called the Maximum Drift Cast, well, I heard about this from AR12, so I did a little bit more research. I don't know if he did this much or exactly what he did, but I started looking into this. So there was a drift like a podcast with Formula One drifters and past Formula One drifters, and one of them said something I won't be able to compete. It was Corey Hosford said I won't be able to he wasn't able to compete in like some drifting event because his car was being stand. If you don't know, that's how they put the cars in the game. They have to stand them. They have to do full body stand to get every little thing right. So his car was getting stand, and he also mentioned some other cars that were getting stand that we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, what car is his exactly? Well, if you're wondering, it is this car. This is a S14 with a Rocket Bunny boss kit. So basically, it's like a muscle car, but it's an S14, but it's just cool looking. So this is his car that was getting stand, and he also mentioned two other cars that were also getting stand. This was the one of the other cars he mentioned, which is sorry, Ken Block's Ford Focus that was in Gymkhana 9. This is a scene from Gymkhana 9. So this is another car that he mentioned, and then he also mentioned this, which is Robert Parsons' S13, which is known as the Chair Slayer. The reason it's called the Chair Slayer is because Robert Parson is actually in a wheelchair. He had something like medical complications, and he was paralyzed, but he still has this car. The way he drives it is the controls are on the dashboard, I guess, it is where it's like on the dashboard. So like he's driving and he's gassing, braking all in front of him, nothing like where the normal pedals would be. So this is the third car that he mentioned was getting stand. But he also mentioned another car being an RWB Porsche. So I did some further research. I was looking through Hoonigan, trying to find an RW Porsche they had. This is a Porsche that is owned by Brian Stato, who is one of the Hoonigan's like head designers. So I mean, they were all so far like going along with all of the cars we've looked at so far. They've all been Hoonigan. So it's supposedly a specific Hoonigan car pack, like no other cars, just Hoonigan cars. So I found he mentioned RWB Porsche, so I found a Hoonigan RWB Porsche. The one thing I'm not too sure about is I don't know if they're going to put this in now or down the road with the Porsche expansion that everyone is expecting. If they put it in now, that's great. That's fantastic. We have a Porsche to play with until the rest of the Porsches come later down the road. But right now, we just have this one. Now, this is he's only mentioned these four cars. The Porsche being he mentioned an RWB Porsche, not specifically such as he specifically mentioned his car, Ken Block's Ford Focus, and Rob Parsons' S13. So at this point, I'm like thinking, what other Hoonigan cars would be great? This one is, I mean, kind of obvious. It's the Hoonicorn. I mean, apparently the V2 version Ken Block released, it has 1,400 horsepower. That's absurd. In a drift car, that's just mind-boggling that he can drift it. But I was all when I was looking at this. I know the S14 just recently came in the game, but that is a Rocket Bunny like muscle S14 kind of kit. The Ford Focus, I think, I don't know if the exact year is already in the game, but it's coming. So at this point, along with the S13, I believe that's in the game, and RW Porsche obviously not in the game. So I was trying to think of some cars that were not in the game. So I thought of this. This is a 65, or I believe it's a 65 Mustang. It's one of those older Mustang, like some of the first generation ones with it's the coupe, not the fastback. So I was like, this has to be coming because it just seems like such an iconic car in that drifting community that it has to be coming. I mean, it doesn't have to be coming, but I want to see it. Like when I saw the Gymkhana 9 and I saw that the Forza Horizon 3 was there, I was like, oh, 10 blocks to some cars. I mean, yeah, I probably should have thought, oh, the Ford Focus, because, I mean, it's the one he was using, but I was mainly thinking about this car. It is such an iconic drifting car. It should come into the game. It's the Hoonigan 1400 horsepower. I mean, you can't ask for much more. So, next car we have is the Hoonigan Ford Escort. I mean, I just kind of picked this one because it's unique and you don't see many cars like this as a drift car. And it looks, I mean, kind of cool. I mean, it's just cool. It's something that you don't usually see. You usually see all of these like Japanese cars and like the Ford Mustang before. That's another example of a car that you don't usually see drifting, but it is. So I was thinking, why not throw this one in? It's a cool, unique drift car. And then last one I have here is a Nova. It's well, you can see by the hood scoop, Napalm Nova. See, you might be thinking, oh, there's already a Nova in the game. Not this Nova. This is a 72 Nova, which I believe is the one. It looks longer. Just, I don't know if it is. It looks longer to me. So, this is, yeah, another Hoonigan car that could be in the pack, might not be in the pack, because I was just trying to find cool ones that I thought were unique, such as the Ford Escort and this. I mean, honestly, I was trying to find all the like Hoonigan cars. They're hard to find and they're also. I was also looking for not only I found a bunch of Hoonigan cars, but a lot of them were cars that were already in the game. I didn't know if I wanted to include those. Like there was a couple. The only ones that I were thinking about including is the GT86. Not sure if that's the game. I know the BRZ is. Don't know if the 86 is in the game. The FRS was also another one, and the 370Z, and I was like, I don't know if I want to really include those because they're already in the game. I was kind of looking for new cars, and the only exceptions are obviously the S13 with the hand controls on the dashboard that belongs to Rob Parson, the S14 with the Boss body kit that makes it kind of look like a muscle car, but not a muscle car. The Porsche, and of course the Ford Focus, because those were all directly told to us that they were being scanned. So I was looking for three cars. Obviously, I threw the Hoonigan in because I want that car. It just looks so good, and then I was just like, let's find some cars that aren't in the game. So I went with the 72 Nova and the Ford Escort just because they're unique and why not? Especially the Ford Escort. I don't think I've ever seen. I know there's an Escort in the game. I don't know if it's this, and I doubt it has a wide body kit. So, well, this is gonna wrap up, I guess, this speculation slash partially true episode of, I don't know what to call this, like car pack series, whatever. But it's just speculation. Some of it's kind of confirmed, but it wasn't like 100% confirmed because nothing is 100% until we hear it directly from Playground Games or Turn 10. But it was by someone that legit said his tar was being scanned and said that there were other tars being scanned. So, I mean, I guess you can say it's 100% confirmed. Maybe it's not confirmed for, like, a November tar pack. It's just confirmed that there's a quote-unquote Hoonigan Car Pack. Because I guess it's just dubbed the Hoonigan. Because so far the 3 cars he said had ties to Hoonigan at some point. So the Hoonigan Car Pack, is it coming? Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully it has the Hoonicorn. 1400 power, 1400 horsepower. Mustang sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you guys, but sounds pretty good. And before this comes, I really got to get good at drifting. But that's really all for now. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you like videos like this, make sure to let me know in the comments or by giving the video a like rating and just by subscribing. It helps out my channel a lot. And I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.